hour midnight driving, you with your hair all tied up. You got my denim just right. We got the love to fight for tonight. I'm the girl I'd die for. You with the greenest eyes I've seen. You got me feeling just right. Nothing lasts forever, nothing's gonna bring us down. And you are the one that shows up every night, and it feels so good to me. And you are the one that makes me feel alive, and it feels so good to me. We are the wild ones. We lift our hearts up higher. We live our life headstrong. Never gonna break us.
It's been 4 years since his last release. Michael Lowman is back with his new project titled Pop Radio. He decided to throw himself into a world of new sounds. Co-produced this album. What can be expected in this contribution is him experimenting with sound, arrangements, harmonies, and vocal layers. For more on the project, we're joined by Michael Lowman. Michael, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I remember when I actually was introduced to your music for the very first time. And the first thing that struck me was, wow, this guy has got some serious grooves with him.
Thanks, man. I think you're the first person to ever say that to me. I'm a groovy guy. I like
You're
that.
a groovy guy. 4 years. What does an artist do when he's not releasing an album? I know you're obviously releasing music, but not a full album. For 4 years, what were you doing for 4 years?
So the last album did come out about 4 years ago. I toured that album for about 2 years. So it's been about 2 years since anything's come out new from me. But I was writing and producing for other people, as well as writing a ton of music for myself on the side, but not releasing any of it yet. I didn't feel right. The time wasn't right, and for whatever reason, it's right now.
Okay. So the time is right now, but at the same time, it's not the old Michael Lowman that we know. It's the matured, the lyrically on a new mission. Where are you creatively at the moment?
Yeah, pop radio is where I'm at. I'm no longer just writing songs with a guitar and a notebook, although that will always be a big part of me and who I am. I'm now fortunate enough to be, have access to studios with all this amazing gear and sounds and all these melodies I hear in my head. I can actually try and, make that a thing now. And this album was just so much fun to do. I couldn't get enough.
Those melodies in the head, how do you apply that when you're co-producing an album? Because it is a little bit of a different discipline. You've got to be able to almost also step back from your own work and judge it critically and say, okay, that's good enough for pop radio. That's not good enough. This is what we need to do.
I like that because I think I do that anyway, regardless of whether I'm producing or not. I think as an artist, you're always the most critical of your work. And I've kind of slipped into those production shoes pretty effortlessly because I'm just always my own worst enemy when it comes to what's good enough, So it seems to be a good fit. We'll see how it goes.
What's the significance of pop radio? Why pop radio?
Pop radio, I wanted to write an album that was very different from what you associate with me. I wanted to kind of change your perception of who you think I am as a musician. Because, I always knew it that I had all this other stuff in me, all this other music and the sound, but obviously you guys didn't because you don't know me like I do. And this album was meant for that. And pop radio is kind of, it's catchy, get to the chorus quick, hook lines, groovy, different genres, and I think it's accessible.
It almost sounds like there's a formula you worked out for pop radio that didn't exist for the
100%. The first one was me still finding my feet. How to write a song and how people are going to perceive this. Is it going to be like, this is me, this is my heart, I'm pouring it out, but is it going to be okay, And it was. You guys were so amazing to me and you supported me and I wouldn't be here without
different.
Yeah. So this album's a continuation. It's 4 years worth of growth and I hope it continues.
I'm always amazed when I speak to artists, which we do week in, week out, and they talk about this growth. But I always wonder, when you're embarking on new elements, maybe not necessarily, it's still the Michael Lowman sound, even though it's other elements. Are you a little bit nervous? Are you like, okay, I hope the fans are not going to think this is too much of a departure from where I am?
Yeah, great question. Sleepless nights thinking like, am I alienating everybody but my mother, because she's always there, man. But the response has been good. The album's just come out. But I released a few singles. I got a hip hop track with Cooley China,
Yeah,
which is doing pretty well.
Ask you that, yeah.
And the reception's been good. Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah. I've kind of gone way out of the box on this one, but it's been an experience. And like I say, the live shows are cool because the music, obviously I strip it down now for you guys with the guitar, but you know, a normal live show for this album would be like full on production, and it's a thing, you know. And I've always watched that show and thought, oh man, those guys are cool. I want to do that, you know. I want to be up there with this band and like this sound, and now hopefully I've got the right album for that. So
okay, so you know you're part of the cool kids.
Well,
okay.
We'll see.
Michael Lowman, he's in the studio. He's going to perform a couple more times for us. The album is out. It's called Pop Radio. It's going to make a great gift. Buy it. Get it for yourself. Get it for your friends. Even buy it for your enemies. We're taking that break. Don't get away.